We here at Mayhem Media
understand the trials and tribulations of life.
No matter how hard life can get.
Suicide is never the answer.
There's more assistance available today than ever before.
If you or a loved one are suffering from suicidal thoughts, please don't try and take it on alone.
Call or text 988 if you live in the U.S.
Or if you're in Great Britain, call 116123 or text 85258.
The world is a better place with you in it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to After the Dragon, presented by Mayhem Media. I am your host, the bad guy of podcasting, JD. Alongside my co-host for the After the Dragon series, season 3, is JediTheorist.
What's up?
How's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. What a wild last episode.
Yes, episode 4, Tumbleton. That's what we're going to recap in this episode out of tonight's episode, which is episode 5. And yes, it was quite the episode. Let me hold on. I got as soon as I can figure out where they are. I got visuals. So we know
You're
they're
right.
Targaryen, right? We know that. Something I wanted to bring up about these two pictures right here, okay? So Rhaenyra here, when she comes in, before she even sees his face, she seems to indicate that this is not her son.
Yeah, it's the imposter.
Now, that leads me to believe, then the last episode, I believe it was, I said that Darren had dyed his hair from blonde to a brown brunette, a dark brunette kind of a
Right.
right? I'm not entirely sure now. I didn't get the other visual, unfortunately. I wish I would have, but I didn't. But the other visual I had was of Sir Criston Cole. And there's a fan rumor going around that Darren Targaryen is not, in fact, a Targaryen. He is
A high tower.
Criston Cole's son. And if you go back and watch, there are several times where you can see that Alicent is drinking milk of the poppy.
Okay.
Or not milk of the poppy. She's drinking whatever it is when you want to get rid of unwanted pregnancies in the Game of Thrones universe. I wonder if maybe when the last time she got pregnant from Sir Criston Cole, maybe she decided to have it. And something that Alicent says in episode 4, right towards the beginning, she said, and I quote, "I wanted my last son to be a high tower."
Right.
Because she said, all my other kids are Targaryens, but I wanted my last son to be a high tower.
Yeah, she sent him off.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, she's the one that she sent off. Yeah. Now, if he had dark hair, if she knew he had dark hair, we know that Viserys didn't care about hair color. That wouldn't have indicated to him that he wasn't the kid, because it didn't indicate to him that Rhaenyra's kids weren't bastards, right?
Right.
But everybody else would have. So I'm wondering if she didn't send him away, not just because he wasn't a Targaryen, but so that people wouldn't actually notice, or anybody, you send him to Old Town and anybody who would notice wouldn't care. because they're all loyal to the High Towers, not necessarily the Targaryens.
Right.
So I'm wondering, is he Sir Criston Cole's son and not, in fact, a Targaryen?
That, or she just, I don't know, that, or she could have seen how Aegon and Aemon had become.
That I think
spoiled.
that's what the argument was initially, but I'm wondering now if maybe there wasn't a hidden agenda there. So that's just something I wanted to bring up here at the beginning, was that obviously we said it in the previous 2 episodes ago that one was Darren and the other one was an imposter. So I just want to talk about that. Now, there's one other thing real quick, and then we'll get your opinions on some things, to talk about some of the things that you wanted to talk about. Helena's pregnant.
Yes.
What in the holy Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
This cannot be Aegon's.
No.
Right? The timeline does not match up. Now, timeline's always dirty in Game of Thrones. We don't get, it doesn't say, it never gives us a timeline. We knew at the opening of the series when it was, because it told us, but like now we don't know. We can guess and infer from people's ages or how old they say they are, but we really don't know how much time has passed. But after the dragon battle, we have to assume that it's been months upon months upon months.
Yeah.
If not maybe a year or so, right? For Aegon to have
At
healed
least.
up so he could even escape the Red Keep, right?
Yeah, at least.
So whose baby is this? Aemon's.
Okay.
Maybe he he is the Prince Regent at this point, even though he's missing too.
That makes sense, because
I don't know who else. That's the only reason I threw it out.
That makes sense because Ormond
Hightower.
Yeah, because he's trying to coach Darren into killing his brothers, and if she's pregnant with him, that also means that she's now another obstacle, technically.
Yeah,
that he would have to get through to declare himself king, to regain the title for Hightower, bring Hightower back to its glory.
Now that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. No, I don't. Well, because Aemon's MIA right now. Rhaenyra has the capital.
But I feel like, the witch is keeping Aemon, is like healing Aemon back.
Keeping him on ice.
Yeah.
Or something.
Okay. Here's another thing. Here's another thing. The necklace around her neck.
Who?
The witch. It looks like an owl. It looks like a wing, but it also looks like an eye. And you've seen the eye. I can't remember which scene it was. They had like the painting thing, mural up on the wall, and she had the owl, and then there was an eye. I'm thinking that she's somehow controlling Aemon.
Trying to find some pictures of her right now to see if I can see this necklace.
But I don't know where that's leading. But I 100% believe that she's controlling Aemon.
Dude, this is subtle. I can't say that. I saw another post that referenced the necklace she was wearing.
Even her own dialogue, whenever she's talking to him, she's like, "Well, no, I'm a barn owl." I don't know, man. I don't know. I see some connection there. I feel like she's healing Aemon back because she is controlling him, and she sees him, as of right now, the best opportunity to gain power. But that's my take on it, because I was like, wait a second.
That's interesting. Okay. That's interesting. Well, I just looked up some pictures. I can't load it into the studio. It'll take me a little too long to do that. But it does appear that she has something down low on her chest. You can't see the chains of the necklace holding it in place, but occasionally it looks like she has her vest open enough that you can see like just the top of it. So that's interesting.
Well, the crazy thing is, and here's why I'm saying it. I feel like she's controlling Eamon through the necklace, though, because the necklace has a blue gem in the middle of it.
See, you did, yeah, I did not see that.
And Eamon's eye is blue; it's glowing blue.
Where is this happening? When did this happen? In the scene where he gets stabbed?
I can't remember. Hold on one second. It shows her face close up in this scene. I can't remember what scene it is. Let's see.
I wanted to get the scene. I wanted to get a picture quick of the tree people. I can't remember what they're called. But I can't seem to get one of them either yet. So she's got something. Alice Rivers is something. She's something. There's no question about that. I mean, there's no question about that. Is she a warg? Is she a seer? We don't really know the specifics yet, but clearly she's something, and she's going to play some kind of part in this, which I also find very interesting. So we'll have to see where she's going to go with this. And we didn't see Eamon at all in episode 4. So I'm wondering if we're going to see him in episode 5 now, finally, or what?
Right.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I'm trying to find that picture because I really want you to see it.
J-Mac was tuning in. He said hello. Thank you, J-Mac, for tuning in. Go check out Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc.
What's up? Oh, is that one? Yes. Okay, I found a picture with her with the necklace. I'm going to send it over to you.
All right, I'll try and get it sent. I'll try and get it uploaded into the studio here. We're doing some of this on the fly, but that's okay. We both had, because you guys remember, JediTheorist wasn't able to make it last week, and this week was no exception. We both had a busy week this week, so trying to throw everything together that is a great picture of it. Yeah.
Now, if you zoom in on the necklace, it looks like it's curling. It looks like it's curling wings, but they look like barn owl wings. But now
I want to zoom in and take a look at that a little bit closer.
Yeah, it also looks like an eye. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, why is the gem blue? Because I'm thinking about all these things. It's like, why is the gem blue? Okay, Eamon's eye is for some reason glowing blue. Why is that going? Why is that happening?
Here's the picture. I did get that uploaded pretty quickly here. So yeah, that's the necklace that she's wearing.
Yes.
And there's another fan theory that something about Helena has a similar necklace, and that's what helps give her powers, or focuses or channels her powers. That's why she was involved with. Remember, okay, well, I'm going to ask everybody to go back now. But when in season 2, when Damon was there in control of Harrenhal, putting together the army, and Alice Rivers, he was having all these visions and stuff like that, which Alice Rivers was a part of. And we do know that Helena is in one of those visions too. Right. And then it cuts to her literally giving the dialogue that she was just giving in the vision, in Damon's vision, as Eamon approaches her out on the balcony before they have their conversation, where he threatens to kill her if she doesn't fly with him. And that's where she says, but I see you die. I see your bones, blah, blah, blah. And that's what freaks him out. But so there's definitely some connection, I think, between Alice Rivers and Helena Targaryen as well, because she's definitely got some kind of an ability too. So yeah, this actually that's really one of the most interesting storylines that is going on right now in House of the Dragon, is the connection between those two, what's actually happening, and where is Aemond, right?
Right.
The other thing that is going on is sorry, I got so many things in my head. I'm trying to keep so many things straight. The army moving. We know Damon left the army, so the army is moving. We know Vagar is nesting somewhere near Heron Hall, but
Yep.
nobody's really seen him in the sky or anything in quite a while since Aemon's disappeared. Oh, Sunfire. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Was the other thing that's happening is Sunfire, Aegon's dragon. So in episode 4, we saw Aegon
Yes.
and Laris find Sunfire.
She survived.
You think so too?
I do.
I think she's alive too. And this is why. For one, there's no decomposition. We saw a shot of Maylis at Rook's Rest.
Yes,
Already
and it was like
decomposing.
bone.
Yeah, decomposing, people carving meat off, people carving it up, blah, blah, blah. That's all what that's doing, right? We know that Maylis is dead. We see that. Sunfire died during the same battle, but she didn't, because she's not decomposed. And for some reason, which I think this is weird, why would these guys who are maybe they see it better as a financial thing, they're charging people to come up and see the dragon? They're not letting people carve off of it and stuff. Seems kind of weird that Maylis is being carved up and this one's not. But
You think somebody knows something?
I don't know about that. That's what I'm saying. It's just weird. That's weird to me that they carved up Maylis, but they're not carving up Sunfire. Do they know that he's not dead? Do they think he's just knocked out and they're just trying to make money out of it? I don't know. But either way, he's not dead. They're not carving him up.
Yeah.
And I think we haven't seen the end of Sunfire yet. Spoiler alert, everybody. I'm not gonna say it, but if you're not careful, a lot of things this past 2 weeks have been about Sunfire and how can Sunfire be gone because this and this and this may supposed to happen. First of all, we're getting close enough to far enough off the books now that it really doesn't matter what you read in the books. It really doesn't. Okay. Between Prince Jace's death at the hands of, he does die, but not in the way not in that way. The whole sheep stealer and Rhaena claiming him happened completely differently from the books. We are really, and I don't like it. I mean, I don't like it. I wish they would have kept closer to the books, although they really wouldn't have been able to because they already went so far off the books with Game of Thrones. All they're trying to do now is do the series and have it tie in with Game of Thrones, right? We're off the books. That's just the way it is, right? What happened in the books, not necessarily what we're going to see in the series. But Sunfire, I don't believe, is dead. That was the whole point that I wanted to bring that up. So there is still a chance, prophecy fulfilled. But yeah, what else? What else do you have? What else did you want to talk about?
I don't know, because I don't think this will come of anything. I was just thinking of it. So Dagon had the vision, right? Of him dying, blah 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 blah. Where do you think this scheming's gonna head? Because with Rhea?
Rhaenyra?
Rhaena.
The one who's riding sheep stealer.
Right, because where
yeah, I don't know. That's weird too, right?
Dagon found her and he gave her the two options. We either scheme and just go cut a sheep herder's head off and say, hey, we got the person that killed Jace.
Well, he delivered the head, claiming that it was the
right
sheep stealer to protect his daughter.
Right.
But we know that that's not done yet. We know that she's going to come back into play at some point. How and when and why, I really don't know at this point. I don't know how she fits back into it.
Okay, so in a nutshell, so foreseeing all the scheming going down, something's going to happen. Rhaenyra's going to find out that it was all just a ploy.
You think she's going to find out? That's interesting.
Do you think that the vision wasn't really complete? Do you think Rhaenyra can turn on Dagon?
On Damon?
Daemon, yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's a great question. I think, yeah, I don't know if she does in the books. Because I'm trying to enjoy the series myself. I'm trying to do as little research as I can about what's happened so that I can see how it's differing, but not read ahead too much so that I know exactly what's supposed to happen in the books. Man, my biggest concern with the show is, and we are officially, this marks episode 4. We have exactly 12 episodes of this series left. 4 more episodes of season 3, 8 episodes of season 4. They said it was only going to be 4 seasons long. I don't like the short seasons either, but they said it was only going to be 4 seasons long. So, and we know season 4 definitely won't be a longer season. I don't think. I definitely don't see it being more than 8 episodes. So we got 12 episodes left. To me, the biggest concern is that it looks like they're trying to paint a sort of parallel between Rhaenyra and Daenerys. And I'm concerned that they're going to try and make Rhaenyra out to be like another mad queen. Like she's going to start going crazy.
Like King, what's his name?
The one who's going to go mad later.
He was the third. No, he was the third king of, I can't remember what house it was. He went on. He was brutal. He didn't care about it. Now this is more. I think this is more in the books. I can't think of his name, but I know he ended up building this like these tunnels and everything. And then he threw a big feast for the people who built it. And then he ended up having them all killed so that he was the only one that knew about those tunnels.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly. I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember which ruling king had the tunnels built.
He was the third king. I can't remember. Was it of House Black? Or Hightower? I can't.
No, it has to be a Targaryen.
Okay. So, yeah.
Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can search that up.
I can't think of his name, but yeah, I was reading on a little bit about him. He was just a brute of a ruler.
Magar.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was, but I didn't want to say it. Oh,
yes,
so I didn't want to say it wrong. Magar, who is named Magar the Cruel.
Yes.
He is the son of Aegon the Conqueror. And he is the one who took control of the Red Keep at its completion. And he was the one that put in the false walls, the trapdoors, and a network of secret tunnels.
Yeah.
That went through, actually, specifically, no, never mind. I take that back. Yes.
But, yeah, I feel like some people are going to start looking her. I see what you're saying. Like, they're going to paint her a certain way, but in doing so, everybody's going to start thinking that she's going to be another him.
Yeah. Magar was cruel, though. Was he mad? I don't know if he was mad. I mean, no offense. I don't mean anything. Please don't nobody take this the wrong way. But if I'm building a layer of secret tunnels and then I want nobody to ever have any knowledge that they exist other than the immediate family, that's what you would do, right? You would take out everybody who helped you build it because you want it to be a secret. Because it wouldn't have been. That's the thing we also know, right? it wouldn't have stayed a secret because that would have taken hundreds of people to create this tunnel system, right?
Right.
Hundreds of people are going to just stay secret. No, that ain't going to happen.
Right.
So I do understand that part of it. Not saying that it's right, but I get if he wanted to stay secret. And that's likely why he was called the Cruel, because he would do whatever was necessary. But I don't know if he was mad.
See, I don't think
The first king that we get as having madness is really King Ares, who was named the Mad King. But you're right. Some of the other Targaryens, as we've seen, both in the Night of the Seven Kingdoms and in House of the Dragon, that the Targaryens have some mental problems that run through their bloodline, right? That's what happens when you breed with your sister and your aunts and your cousins.
Yeah.
So we've seen that. We've already seen. I mean, Daemon is a different breed. Aemond is a different breed. Like they got different. They're different than the other Targaryens. So Helena has the sight. So like we know that the Targaryens have these kind of skills and abilities, likely due to incest and inbreeding. But and that's where the madness comes into play too. Eventually, the old, as they said in the original Game of Thrones. What do they say? What's the joke? Every time the Targaryens have a child, the gods flip a coin.
What happened.
So,
it's just,
what else? So, what else do you want to? I want to talk about Lord Corlys. Actually, let me Corlys. He leaves the kingdom, puts his son, not necessarily his hand of the king. He still carries Lord Corlys still is the hand of the king, or head of the queen. But his son now, not Adam, the other one, is going to sit on the council now, I guess, and be her advisor.
Right.
I think Lord Corlys left because he was slighted. I think he left because he was angry at Rhaenyra for not legitimizing his sons. And I can completely understand that.
Yeah.
And I still think, I stand by what I said last week and the week before. That is a huge problem that Rhaenyra made. Her not legitimizing Lord Corlys's sons. Where do you stand on that?
I feel the same way. I think he was. I think Corlys was betting on it, And I think he was like looking. I think he was expecting it to happen. You know what I mean? And when it didn't, I do think it's. I don't think it's forced a huge wedge, but I do believe that there's a wedge there now.
Yes, I think so too. And I want to point out, because it just now occurred to me, I don't think you're using your microphone. I think your webcam mic is the active mic in StreamYard this week.
Is it?
Yep, that did not get any louder. That's what made me notice it. That's what made me notice it was when you shifted and your sound did not get any different. So I'm thinking that you're on your webcam mic, which we don't have too much longer to go, but I'm sorry, I just now realized it. Andrew can yell at me later if he tunes into this. I should have figured it out while we were chatting before we even got into the episode. No, now your mic's off, muted.
Yeah, I'm using my microphone.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I stand corrected. See, now Andrew, you can yell at me again. When you moved away though, like when you got closer and stuff, it didn't really get louder.
Yeah, I got it set to a certain way.
All right,
that's cool. It won't like pick much. Yeah, I got it set to where it'll pick my voice up good enough, but also cancel out everything else that's around.
Yeah. Well, we do pick up a little background noise from you.
Yeah, I got to get one of those little cords that I can better fine tune my thing, but I'll get that eventually.
Yeah. Wolfman leaving. I don't think he's a House of the Dragon fan, but he's just stopping in, leaving some comments. We appreciate that. And he's feeling better, which is great. Wolfman, I don't know what you're looking at, buddy, but I don't tell, like when we talked, you told me not to be telling, not to be going off on your personal stuff. So I did not post on the page or anything like that. So it was just the immediate family that I was letting know what's going on. But of course, he was in our prayers. He was having a few health issues, but he's doing better now, which is great.
Good.
What else? Oh, Corliss. So yeah, Lord Corliss. I don't think man, I don't know what he's gonna do when he leaves. I don't think he cares as much now whether he lives or dies. I think without legitimizing his sons, I think he's really kind of, you're putting him in a wall, in a corner there, and I don't really like that. I think Lord Corliss has demonstrated his
He's been loyal.
his loyalty, yeah, and I just think that's really bad.
Like I said, I think he's looking. Like I said, it's not. I don't think there's a big wedge, but I do definitely think that he took that as a knife in the back a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, what are you expecting tonight then? What do you think we're gonna see tonight?
Honestly, I'm expecting to see. I'm expecting to see Rhaenyra. I'm expecting to see a lot. I'm expecting to see a lot of Rhaenyra, a lot of Aegon and
Laris.
I'm expecting to see a lot of Ormond and Darren. Now, with that being said, I also just thought of something. Ormond, he has this thing with the scent.
Yeah, he has a sensitivity to smell. Yeah,
I can't.
he also has a bit of an anger issue.
Yeah, I can't think of her name. Rhaenyra's cousin.
Rhaenyra's cousin? You mean her friend? You mean Allison?
Yeah. Why did she tell Rhaenyra that?
Listen. All right, that's a great question. So during their conversation, Rhaenyra is there, and she doesn't hide it very well. Rhaenyra has gotten very bad at hiding her intentions. Okay,
yeah.
She is not playing the game very well. All right, so she goes in, and Allison knows right away what she's seeking. She wants information so that she can use it against him. Right? She knows that. So they have a conversation. She tells him, and I do believe that Allison doesn't remember much of Ormond. Right? I do believe her there. So she tells him what she does know. Basically a bunch of information that really doesn't necessarily help her cause. But then at the end, after they talk, and especially it was after Rhaenyra said, I would have spared him, right? Meaning Darren. And she starts walking away. That's when Allison volunteers the information about he has a sensitivity to odors. Because it's the only thing that she can remember that is weakness. Whether Rhaenyra can use it or not, that's not the point. The point is Allison is sharing the one piece of information that she knows that isn't a strength of his, but is a weakness. So it was Allison saying that to prove to Rhaenyra, listen, I understand we're on the same page. This is terrible. And I just want to, I think she's kind of saying, I just want to live. Helena, me and Helena and Darren, let us live. So I think that was her kind of surrendering that information. Now, whether or not it's going to be useful, I don't know, but I think it was more about her giving the one piece of information she had that was a weakness to Rhaenyra. Whether Rhaenyra can use it or not, we'll see.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know why. It wasn't big, but it was subtle enough to make you think they might use that to their advantage in some way, way, shape, or form. Like something could be happening, or there could be a setup.
They're going to be marching again. I mean, maybe they lure them into, maybe they put something so that they have to walk through a bog of, smelly carcasses or rotting flesh or something like that.
What if they concoct something and do a dragon flyover?
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Or rats.
Rats, yeah.
King's Landing has an abundance of rats right now.
Yeah.
So, although no rat catchers. So maybe not. But yeah, I mean, could she use it? Yeah, it's possible. It's a weakness. If she's good, she'll be able to find a way to use it to her advantage in some way. But yeah, that's what I think that conversation was about. It was about her giving her the one piece of information that was a weakness to her. Because really, all the stuff she gave to him before was just her giving information that she knows Rhaenyra can't use. She knew what Rhaenyra was asking for. So she was just giving her, rambling off a bunch of stuff just to try and show her, oh, I just don't remember. This is what I remember. It's so little. I just don't remember. And then they kind of have a moment, and then she's like, well, this, he was sensitive to odors. That's something.
Right.
That's kind of what I think about it. For me, I want to see Alice Rivers and Aemond. I want to see what's going on with Aemond at this point.
No, it really doesn't.
I don't think we're going to see Sunfire yet, so I would be fine with not seeing Aegon and Larys for an episode or two. They're still trying to get away there, but I suspect we'll see a little bit of their story too. I also want to see where Daemon's at. Is he going back to the Queen's side? Is he going to do something else? We know he was recalled and he left, but we haven't seen him yet, so I don't know where that's gonna end up. I want to see where Daemon's at. I also want to see Sheepstealer and Rhaena. I want to see where is she going to stay in the Vale, or is she going to actually go into exile like she's supposed to? So,
I think she's gonna. I think she's gonna come back.
I think that there's too much that I want to see to fit in this episode.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll see everything I want to see in this episode.
Yeah, this episode's going. I think this is going to be a big episode. Not necessarily for like action or whatever, but I feel like a lot of information is going to come out.
I think so too. There's one last thing before we get ready to close out that I want to talk about, and that is the scene. And it goes, we were talking about Ormond Hightower. So I want to bring the conversation back to Ormond Hightower and the message he receives from Boris Baratheon, who, as we know, the Baratheons are notorious for being slackers. They just are. Except for King Robert, the Baratheons are more known as not being involved. They have a strong army, but they usually just kind of side with whoever they want to side with. Like, you know what I mean? And they're not always in a hurry to sacrifice their men and stuff, especially Boris. So he receives word. And how about Darren telling the steward, whispering to him, "Get out.
Yeah.
Leave now." And then he takes a step back and he goes, because he knows Ormond's about to go crazy and smash his sword, which I can't tell you. Listen, you can tell that Ormond's not a sword fighter. Okay. You know, want to know how you know that? Because sword fighters don't ding up their blades by smashing a table with it. Okay.
He's like Ormond is like a class A douchebag, basically.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he's actually fought somebody beyond sparring with a sword ever in his life. Really, I would, because you don't do that. You don't. I mean, anybody who has a sword knows you don't do that. And if you don't, then in the first Game of Thrones, we know that Robb Stark damaged his sword after he learned of his father's death by trying to chop at a tree. He damaged and ruined his sword. So, like, you just don't do that stuff. So we can tell, we know he's got a bad temper. We know he doesn't use his sword very often. We know Darren has seen this type of behavior before. We can suspect or even assume that he has taken his anger out on stewards, or Darren wouldn't have told him to get out. Right? Whether he would have thrown something at him or just struck him, we don't know, but he was in danger. That's why Darren told him to leave. Ormond is definitely unstable. And a lot of it, and it's associated in some way with the smell, the sensitive smell that he has.
Yeah.
Because when he smells it, he almost kind of goes into like a peaceful or zen kind of a state too.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what all he's putting in that, and if, just for the sake of argument for a moment, all right?
Okay.
We've seen him with the berries and the potpourri and the flower petals and stuff, right? We've seen him putting together this concoction, whatever it is, in this thing so that he can smell it. It's clearly something that he has worked on, that he's had trial and error with, And clearly he's meticulous with the way he had the flower petals and the berries and the perfume sitting around him while he's putting this together.
Right.
Meticulous with it. Okay. So let's just say, for the sake of argument for a moment, that one of these ingredients, whether he knew it or not, gives him a high. And let's say now that without this, he has withdrawal symptoms without this high.
It makes sense.
What do you think about that?
It makes sense.
Ormond, we know Allison has said that from everything she's been told, Ormond's great with Darren. He's not cruel. He's not mean. That he's been a good steward, right? But clearly we see Ormond attacking a table, Darren knowing it's coming, telling the steward to leave. And the way Darren acted, I would dare say that Ormond has hit him before. Okay? What if when he started, whenever this happened, I don't know, apparently he's had this sensitivity since childhood or whatever, right? So let's say he discovers this as a teenager, and now he's since his teenage years, he's been on this, whatever it is, whatever this drug is, whatever high he gets, right? That could curb your behavior and make you more angry, more mean, right? We know that withdrawal can do that, or even when you're hooked on something, it can do that. So,
Right.
What are your thoughts? Do you think?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So you think he becomes more unstable?
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's so worried about Rhaenyra going mad, and you got Ormond over here, and he literally is.
Yeah, violence too. I mean, you could say Rhaenyra may be getting a little mad, but she's not getting violent yet.
I wouldn't even say violent. I would just say that Rhaenyra is just fed up with the bullshit.
She doesn't like ruling. She's not a conqueror. She's not a ruler. She's a conqueror.
Yeah, and she's just, you know what? I'm tired of things slipping, and time to bring the iron fist out.
Yeah. All right, and actually, I'm sorry, there was one more thing. If you're all right with that, are you cool with that?
Yeah.
All right, so I don't think it was in this episode. It might have been in episode 3. While she's ruling, her first episode of ruling, or her second episode of ruling, Daemon says to her about conquering the world with dragons. They have a whole conversation about it. Like, why would we just stop here? We can conquer Dorne now. We can go get the free cities like that and bring them into the fold. Like, we don't have to beg and borrow. Let's just conquer the world now. Now, I don't know if that's in the books or if it's related to the books. And Rhaenyra showing restraint. Like, no, we're not conquering the world. This is what we're doing.
Because something was bound to happen.
I just wanted to bring that up because
And then
Daemon wants to conquer more and use the dragons as weapons of war. Rhaenyra is trying to show restraint and
I
not.
hate being like that, but at the same time, like.
So I just wanted to bring that up before we get ready to close out because I think that's an interesting dynamic that's going to come back into play as well.
Too many years. I mean, like.
All right.
I'm gonna say a hot take.
I mean, yes,
And this is just my opinion.
It wasn't like he was in her life. You know what I mean? Because
I feel like-
took away.
I honestly feel like Daemon might die at the end of this season.
Mm,
Like, I don't know. I just
interesting.
I'm
I
not for sure, but I hope not, because he is one of my favorites right now.
Yeah, and then he's going to get an award. Matt Smith is going to get an award for his work as Daemon Targaryen too, or at least he's rumored to be getting an award. He's nominated, and I hope it comes at the battle, whether he does or does not. I hope it comes at the battle that's sitting behind your screen that you got up as a background. Which, by the way, after we're done with this, you need to send to me because it's going to be our new studio background.
That's the whole picture. If you can see.
Yeah, I want it. Yeah, that's way better than what I tried to do here with this. So we're gonna use that next week for sure.
Yeah, I'll
So
send it
make sure
to
you
you.
send that to me as soon as we're done here.
I will.
But that's what I want to see. Aemon and Daemon. They are without a doubt the two best warriors in the Game of Thrones right now, even better than Sir Criston Cole. Criston Cole's great, but I think Daemon and Aemon are the best fighters in the world right now, and I want to see them go at it, dragons and all.
Okay, here's my thought. One, okay, do you think who would come on top or do you see them teaming up?
No,
No?
I don't ever see them teaming up. They can't team up. They both want the same thing, but they want to be the ones responsible for that thing. So they can never team up. They could never team up. And I'll answer this in two parts. I would like to see Daemon win. But I don't think he will. But I could also very well see both of them injuring themselves to death.
Like taking each other out.
Yeah. So I could very easily see that too, especially if you're talking about dragon.
Because like you said, I mean, this season's almost done, and they're only supposedly doing one more. I mean,
yeah,
it's about that time you start killing characters off.
Yeah, they also there's also a thing going around about how they're way off the books that Rhaenyra and Daemon are actually very cruel leaders as well, but the show's not showing them as cruel because they want the Team Black to be the heroes and Team Greens to be the villains. A typical TV show ploy. You want somebody to be the hero, somebody to be the villains. You don't want it to be confusing. People then can't figure out who to root for or who's on the right side. I would like to see some of that. I hope it's just that we haven't seen it yet, but I hope that we see some of Rhaenyra and Daemon's cruelty. And I would also like to say that I'm on Team Black, not because they're treating people better than the Greens. I'm on Team Black because that is the way the line of succession was supposed to go down. Viserys wanted Rhaenyra to rule,
right?
And Alicent misunderstood the ramblings of a dying man as he wanted his son Aegon to rule. That's why I'm on Team Black. So I think other people are too. Social media is terrible, by the way. If you are a fan of this show, just don't engage with anything that you see that has to do with Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just ignore it. Scroll on and watch shows like our show where we don't make it tribal and this and that. We paint you the whole picture in the way it's supposed to be.
Oh, dude, people get mean.
It's awful. It's so bad. It's so bad, man. And listen, I'm not a fan of them getting off the books either. And I'm not a fan of some of the, like I just said, let's see Rhaenyra and Daemon be cool. I'm still on Team Black because that has nothing to do with it. I understand what they're doing, heroes and villains. They want to make people cheer for one side and be against the other. It's a typical thing that happens in TV shows.
Right.
I think we can still see them be cruel, and I can still be on Team Black because that's the way the line of succession is going to be. And anybody who it doesn't matter. So many people are on Team Green anyway. Like, it doesn't matter. So, like, just get off of it and just get off social media. Don't get involved with social media when it comes to House of the Dragon or anything Game of Thrones. With that, episode 5 is tonight. Of course, this episode of ours signifies halfway through the season. We have 4 more episodes to go, including tonight's episode 5. After we finish this series, I haven't talked to JediTheorist about it yet, but I am planning on, I don't know if we're going to do just maybe 1 or 2 episodes on it, but we're going to do a Night of the Seven Kingdoms after we do this. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms has already aired, so we won't do it like a week-to-week thing unless we decide we're going to do it just like this and watch every episode, and then we'll let you know what episode we're going to watch and then do an after show. But we are going to talk about Night of the Seven Kingdoms because it is my goal to tie all of this into the Game of Thrones universe and to talk about the Game of Thrones universe for anybody who has problems with following things. So stay with us for the rest of the After the Dragon, and then we will also do the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And then, of course, we'll have to wait until the next thing comes out. But I guess I've also seen, though I've seen it before, Aegon's Conquest has been greenlit. HBO Studios is going to be making that movie. It's going to release in theaters. But that's, I've seen that before. So whether or not we'll see it, we'll just have to wait and see yet a little bit longer. And at least until they start casting. When they start casting, that's when you likely know it's real.
Yeah.
Tune in next week, 3 p.m. That's going to be our new starting time for After the Dragon, or at least our regular starting time at this point for After the Dragon. And so 3 p.m. next Sunday, tune in. And that's when we will be here. At least I hope. I can never promise anything right now. My schedule is so all over the place. Jedi Theorist has been most accommodating with my schedule. So I appreciate that. And hopefully you will continue to be, and we get to see him for the rest of these episodes. And then hopefully if you're getting into the universe, you can join me for Night of the Seven Kingdoms too.
Yeah, that's cool.
And of course, next Saturday also is our Marvel coverage. We continue our Marvel Cinematic Universe episode next Saturday night at 8 p.m. And we got a special 3 episodes for you. We have. What do we have?
Any kind of
It's
What with the Marvel?
yeah. It's Guardians
yeah.
2. It's Black Panther. And what else is it? Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yes.
So we got 3 movies, a special 3-movie episode, because then the episode after that is going to be Infinity Wars. So that will be an entire episode all in itself.
Yeah, that'll be a big one.
yeah, absolutely. So we still got the MCU universe going too. Stay tuned for that next week. And then next Sunday, we'll also be back for After the Dragon. Until next time, go check out Jedi Theorist on his YouTube. Jedi Theorist 98 on YouTube, and hit the subscribe button to that channel. And of course, follow us. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Kick, Twitch, everywhere. And just follow us as well. Leave us a comment. We can discuss it in the next episode. Until next time, I'm your host, JD, and that's the end.